What's going on, team? It's your boy G, aka Janato Sensei. We back at it again with another episode of the G Files, man. Today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Jupiter's Legacy. Let's get it. Alright, y'all. So, Jupiter's Legacy is the new superhero show on the block, man. As far as his first season, man, I think it was good. If you were looking for very superhero everything, this show definitely has some of that, but it also has some of the corny sides of what superhero shows can end up being. Just because this joint is live action, when the show gets kind of slow, the flying could look a little iffy, you know what I'm saying? My favorite part, or my favorite aspect of a lot of these superheroes' powers, is their speed. They do a really good job with that. And as far as the different powers, and the different things that we see graphically, all the different colors and color palettes that that they use for the suits, I think that aesthetically this joint looks really good. But there's only so much you can do in these live action shows, especially if it's like a regular show. It's not a DC, it's not like a Marvel type of budget, but the story was good. The reason why I kept watching it was because of the story and the narrative that has a lot going on, man. Has a lot going on. I think that the pacing was good, and the transitions between the past and the present were really dope. That's probably one of my favorite aspects of it, except when it came down to something really important was happening and then we would get a flashback. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Now, as far as the powers and stuff that people had within it, I think they were really traditional. I felt like a real traditional vibe of this, not necessarily an equal Justice League type of thing, but not necessarily equal to a Justice League type of diversity, as far as powers, but everybody had a little bit something special about them. So that was really cool. Now, as far as the characters, I like the story. If I had to rate it, bro, I'd probably give it a 7.5. The only reason why I wouldn't give it an 8 would be because of the name, bro, Jupiter's Legacy. Now, I'm sure that we'll get more into, how Jupiter plays an effect into this joint, but it wasn't enough to make the name. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't enough to make the name. We barely spent any time on Jupiter, and for it to all end up and leave us there, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really feeling that. I felt like that was kind of ooh, how can we make the show different? Oh, Jupiter, you know what I'm saying? Space, that's how they get their powers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like that just didn't hit the way it should have. But only time will tell, man. We need more and more context to get an understanding of all these characters, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I like just the dynamic of them discussing and feuding about how the role of heroes has changed over the years, and state of the country, and how they look at the world, man. I think that's gonna be a major key into this next season, because people gonna have to start picking sides, man. Honestly, Utopian seeing the world in such a black and white way, it's gonna be interesting to see him start living in the gray. So that's all I really got, man, for this episode of the G Files. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in the comment section down below. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. Y'all know the vibes. Always keep growing, keep going. It's my boy G. Peace.